players, and welcome back to the Director of Football Journeyman on FM20. Today we play the cup game against Dorogi. It's the second leg. As you can see from the results here, we drew 1-1 in the first leg. It wasn't a great game. We've played. I was going to go back for the Debrecen game, but the transfer window has been a little bit busy. So we're going to have a look at that. We're also going to look at the results of how we got on since we were here last. Videoton. I just realised they smashed Budapest Honvéd 9-2 and Ferencvárosi 9-0 against DEAC. There were some big results. I'm not sure why there's a 1 here. It's telling me there's a notification and I don't know where it is, which is quite annoying. But transfer history wise, it's been, like I said, quite busy. Since we were here last, you saw that Jesper Lindström and Isaiah Musa signed on free transfers. They're fine. Isaiah Musa has gone out on loan to Kisvarda after making his debut and scoring. He threw a hissy fit because the Director of Football brought another player in. Wanted to leave. He gone out on loan. We'll see how he gets on when he comes back. Jesper Lindström has played a couple of games, mostly off the bench, because Kleber and Fugete have been in very good form. As you will have seen previously, they're going to be a bit difficult to dislodge. Then he went out and signed Ilian Lekaj, player we did not need. He's on relatively decent wages. Quite a sum of money. Like I said, don't really need another central midfielder, but we have him, so I'm going to attempt to use him at some point. Not quite sure where he fits in. Then he went and signed Christian Winkler. Winkler. A striker with 6 finishing. Yeah, ideal. He's not played for us yet. He played twice off the bench for Debrecen and done quite well for their second team. He's okay. He's not. I can't see him getting into our team for the time being, but we shall see. The mask has been pretty crap this season, so it'll be just a matter of time, I think, before he actually gets his opportunity. Then we signed Abdou Aziz Ndiaye, who looks a decent centre back. His heading is terrible, but he's extremely brave. So we're working on his aerial to try and get his heading up. He is only just after joining. He's only been here 11 days. So I think he could be good. I don't know where the Director of Football has been travelling to, because 2 of the players came from Hungarian clubs, a Senegalese club and a Serbian club. This guy came from Partizan Belgrade's second team. His physicals are quite good. He's very determined, which is nice. But again, 10 finishing. It says here he's the best striker at the club. He's had opportunities so far. He's not really made me kind of go, he has to play. So that's interesting. We've spent 3.3 million, which is not really fantastic when it comes to transfer budget or finances. It's been a time. Then we sold Kovic. He's gone away. Chalet has gone to, that's the winger Chalet. He's progressing quite nicely, actually. He hasn't played yet, but he's progressing, which is nice. He wasn't getting an awful lot of opportunities with us this season, so it's nice for him to go off and get some opportunities somewhere else. Zoltan Kozma, the young striker / winger, has gone to Lombard Pápa Termál. He wasn't getting any opportunities this season with us. He played a couple of times last year. He played 4 games for us last year. So far he's played twice and scored once for Lombard Pápa Termál. That's fine. Give him some opportunities in the 3rd division. Then we lost some players. Osmialic got annoyed. He's gone out on loan. Then I think it was 8 clubs met the transfer, or we had a minimum fee release clause for Teddy Why You Doing, and like I said, I think it was 8 clubs hit that release clause. So he's gone to Rapid Bucharest, played 3 games. It's not been great. Yeah, he's one of those anomaly players who I think could be good, just struggles a lot. And like I said, Isaiah Musa left almost a month after arriving. He arrived on the 15th and left on Valentine's Day. So it was nice while we had him. He hates me now though. Yeah, he absolutely hates me, which interesting. I don't know why he hates me, but it's fine. We'll have a look at the league. We are still sitting second, 4 points behind Videoton, 3 points ahead of Ferencvárosi. So roughly where we were when you left, I think. Results would not have you think that. Before we had our little mini break in January, we played against Dioski, who are going to play today. Beat them 3-1. Alex Burzy managed to get himself a cheeky little goal. I think it was the second of the season. He's not really a striker. He's played 10 games, all of them off the bench. He hasn't started yet. I don't think he will. A couple of the strikers we brought in ahead of him are better than him. So I think his contract is up this season. I don't think he's going to get a new one. I hope he doesn't get a new one. Then we had 3 friendlies, won all of them, obviously. Then we came back and beat Puskás Akademika 1-0. Soisalo in the 11th minute, beautiful goal. Then we beat Kisvárda 2-1. Tamás Kiss scored both our goals. And then he picked up an injury not long after, and he's been out since. He hasn't actually had any game time. Then we lost to Paxi. It was a bit of a dirty game. There was an awful lot of dodgy tackles that we saw, and then they scored 5 minutes before the end. They had a player sent off. We had a player sent off. It was pretty ugly. Then we played Videoton and drew 2-2. We were lucky. They went 2 up. We managed to pull it back. Kleber missed a penalty. Not ideal. But, 2-2 draw against top of the league. I'll take it. Then Mezkoveci beat them 4-2. Fernandez scored a hat-trick of headers from corners. It was, And Soisalo managed to get himself one as well. Then in the... Kleber missed a penalty in that one as well. He's missing a lot of penalties recently. I did change penalty takers for one of the penalties that we got. It was a bad idea. Then in the first leg, as you saw, against Dioski, we drew 1-1. Kleber scored a screamer in the 70th minute, but we were pretty poor all round. And then we just got beaten by Debrecen, who scored in the 2nd minute and then had a player sent off to 33rd. We got a penalty. Because Kleber's missed so many penalties recently, he's missed 2 penalties. I think he's missed his last 2. Took him off, gave the Mask the opportunity to take the penalty, and just kicked it straight at the keeper. So the Mask now has not scored for 20-something games. Oh no, he scored... apart from a friendly, he hasn't scored in his last 20-something games. So not ideal from a guy who last season was banging him in for fun. So the team we're going to have playing against Dioski for the cup game today is we're going to have Gabriel Henrique in goal. I did consider playing Poljak again, but Henrique needs a bit of game time. I'm not overly fussed about the cup. I would like to win it, but Dunjerski, who is our only right back, because the other guy that was on loan got recalled, along with the other Spartak Moscow centre-back, which put us in a situation where we only had 3 centre-backs for a good portion of January. We have Kirko Babic playing on the left, who's been in really poor form recently. I'm going to give him the game today to see if he can pick himself up. If not, then Sylvia will be... Sylvia will step in and just be our left-back for the rest of the season. Endai is going to make his first start. He has had a couple of substitute appearances, as you saw, with Fernandez alongside him. Fugete and Lindstrom start today because Kleber's form recently hasn't been great. Soisalo and Kiss are going to be our wide men. Kiss can only play for 75 minutes, so that's fine. Lorenzi is going to go in behind Argelain, who his overall condition is a little low. His match sharpness is a little low, but we have Markovic and the Mask on the bench. So if need be, we could bring one of those two on. With Tamas Kiss needing to go off, Argelain could move to the left wing and we bring one of the other lads on. Or we go 3 up top. We've tried playing with 3 up top, but it's just things of late have not been ideal. I've tried making a couple of tactical switches. I changed the attacking midfielder from an advanced playmaker to an attacking midfielder, and the Mazzella to a deep line playmaker. That didn't work. I think it was the game we won 4-2. We did that. For the first half, nothing happened. We were terrible. So then we swapped back to the way we're playing now for the second half, and we smashed goals in. So clearly, this is the formation that works. It's just a matter of getting the players to do it. And we are currently sitting at our 10 maximum players that we can have, or 10 non-EU foreign players is what I think they're called. It's one of those times where I wish the director of football kind of focused more on Hungarian players, but he doesn't seem to be all that interested in signing Hungarian players. Speaking of Hungarian players, we haven't yet had a game as the Hungary manager. But we do have 2 friendlies against China and Vietnam coming up in March time, I think. So it'll be interesting to see, because I have a couple of players in the 11 or the 23, that are I'm looking at and considering whether I want to play them. Like Nagy is one of the main central midfielders we have, and he has picked up several injuries recently. So that's obviously not ideal, but it's not that you really care about that. What position? I'm playing Kiss as an inverted winger. First half's gone pretty quickly without any major without any highlights really. So I'm hoping that we can put together something. We just seemed limp in front of goal, especially like this season. Our strikers haven't been great, but in general we just haven't scored a whole lot of goals. Like I think 10 have come from our normal centre-back partnership, which when you're relying on 2 centre-backs to score your goals for you, not ideal. And they're going to go down to 10 men. They have Kleber. I'm going to leave Kleber. No, Lindstrom. Kleber's not on the pitch. Lindstrom's managed to get his first goal for the club. Sent the keeper the wrong way. First goal of the season for Lindstrom. He's one of those players that's been quite unlucky with how well Kleber and Fugete have been playing. Because of those two, we really haven't tried a different central midfield partnership all that often. So they've pretty much locked down starting midfield or central midfield partnership since the start of the season. Tamas scored his second. This is 5th of the season. He's one of those players where the director of football rejected a couple of offers during the window for him, and I was very disappointed, because I thought that if we could get rid of him, we'd make some money, and we have enough players that can play out there that we wouldn't miss him too much. We almost lost Fugete to a Portuguese side who I can't remember which one it was. It wasn't one of the top the 4 that you kind of know straight away. I think it was Guimarães. Put in offers up to, I think it was 750,000. Fugete has managed to get himself a goal. Speak of the devil. I think it was 750k was the highest offer that we got from him, and the director of football rejected. Had we sold him for that much, we would have cleared a lot of the debt at the club at the minute. We're about 1.2 million in debt now, and it's not really fantastic at the minute. Financially, we are struggling. Lorenzi, Sisolo puts it wide. I actually overplayed Kiss. Alright, Mask is going to come on. Argelain's having a poor game, so I'm going to bring on Matkovic. We'll leave it at that for the time being. Give everyone a chance to run around for a little while longer. We'll make a couple more substitutions in the not too distant future. 5 minutes left. Do we want it? I don't know. I'm going to bring on Forgash for Lorenzi. Forgash had an awful lot of interest in him during the January transfer window. Nobody actually offered money for him, which was interesting. I expected more offers for him, and we didn't get any. So there was a lot of clubs. I was getting articles constantly saying, like, "Oh, this club and that club are looking at him," and then nobody actually went and offered money for him. So I don't know, but 3-0 against Diosgori gives us a 4-1 result overall. Pretty nice. We dominated that game. We got $6,000. Fantastic. That's going to really help with the amount of debt that we're in. 1.2 million. Yep, projected to be almost 5 million in debt by the end of the season. I've moved some of the wage budget to transfer budget to stop us losing so much money for next season, because at one point it was up at 250k, and I threw some into the scouting budget as well, because how do you even look at scouting budget? The original budget was 45.5k. They pretty much used all of it, so I gave them a little bit extra to kind of keep us going, if you will. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to bring you back in just a second. We're going to have a look at the draw to see who we're going to play in the quarter-finals, which is... I don't think we've made it to the quarter-finals yet, have we? Last year we got knocked out. No, we got knocked out, yeah, in the fourth round we got knocked out last year. So this is the furthest we've made in the history of my management. And we've met the targets, which is fantastic. Butterfuck and this team. What division are you in? They're in the division below us. Fantastic. Right, we'll be back in just a second to see who we draw in the next round. Right, so now we're back for the draw again, are in the Magyar Kupa quarter-final. There is Bodafok, Kisvárda, Soroksvár, Videoton, MTK Budapest, Ferencváros and Debrecen. So Debrecen come out first. I think Soroskár are probably the club we want, or Budafok. Debrecen, I don't really want Debrecen. Of course we get Debrecen. Videoton get MTK Budapest. Budafok get Ferencváros. Kisvárda draw Soroskvár. Fantastic. We have to play Debrecen in the 4th of March. Oh, delightful. Our second leg is just before the Ferencváros game. I think we come back for that. Second leg against Debrecen in the quarter-final of the Cup and the Ferencváros games, because that's a close one. The Ferencváros sitting 3rd in the league. Debrecen up to 7th. I think we're already guaranteed safety, so that's why the board are so happy. If you look at what it took last year to survive relegation, bearing in mind we have 45 points last season, 29 points is what the team that got relegated got. So I think we should be fine. 45 points last year would have gotten us 6th. So if we lose every single game from now to the end of the season, in theory we should still finish top 6. Which is nice. It's nice to know that even if we have a ridiculous collapse in our final 11 games of the season, we should still finish top 6. So, like I said, next episode will be the second leg of the quarter-final of the Cup and what should be quite an important game against Ferencváros. That'll be interesting to see how we get on in those two games. Ideally, we get into the next round of the Cup. And hopefully Videoton and Ferencváros both get knocked out. Although, I don't know. I think we have a better chance against Videoton than we do against MTK Budapest, because they seem to be a hard team for us to beat. Hopefully Kisvárda get knocked out, and it'll be just Videoton or MTK, but I don't really care which one of those go through. If we go through, that is. And then the 2 second division teams, I guarantee we can beat those. So if they can win their games, anything could happen. But if you have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends. What else do I normally say? Come back tomorrow for more daily Football Manager 20 content. And I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much, fellas, for watching. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!